Shock. Tucker Carlson reveals CIA spied on him, is plotting to arrest him for criticizing Israel. Is it really that shocking, though? Israel is the one country no one can criticize, or they'll come for you. You can't criticize them. They are beyond reproach, according to them. If you question anything, if you question the color of their favorite ice cream, you will be called anti-Semitic. You can't question them whatsoever. We can criticize our government, we can criticize other countries, but we can't criticize Israel. Just for the simple fact that Tucker Carlson asked questions, they want to try to take him out. So we're going to talk about it. We're going to play the clip and hear what Tucker Carlson has to say about it. But before we get started, go ahead and hit that like button. Share this out so we can get this information out there. Subscribe if you're not already a subscriber, and hit that alarm bell so you know when I'm putting out new stuff. Also, check out my link tree in the description. There you find a link to my Patreon. That's where I talk about things that I can't talk about here. There's also a link to my Instagram and my X account, so follow me there as well. All right, so let's get right to the clip. Let's hear what Tucker Carlson has to say. Here we go.
So the other day I found out that the CIA is preparing some kind of criminal referral against me, a crime report, to the Department of Justice on the basis of a supposed crime I committed. What's that crime? Well, talking to people in Iran before the war. They read my texts. So...
So it's okay. This is what the mainstream media says, of course. It's okay for a journalist to go into a church and disrupt services, right? That's okay. But a real actual journalist like Tucker Carlson can't go to Iran and ask people what do they feel about the regime or how they feel about Iran or the USA, or how they feel about Israel. You can't do that now. Okay, I got you.
The crime under consideration apparently would be the Foreign Agent Act or something like that, acting as an agent of a foreign power. And I don't expect this to go anywhere.
Wow. They trying to hit him with the FARA Act. Now, how many people are the mouthpieces of Israel? How many people who like the pulpit pimps that are speaking on behalf of Israel, and you got your Hucklebees and you got your Ted Cruz's? Are they registered as under FARA for what they do for Israel? Are they?
I'm not too worried about an actual criminal case against me for a bunch of reasons. One, I'm not an agent of a foreign power. Unlike a lot of people commenting on U.S. politics and global affairs, I have only one loyalty, and that's the United States, and have never acted against it. Its interests are the only interests I care about because I'm from here and I have a lot of kids. So that's not a concern. I've also never taken money from anybody. Don't need it, don't want it, and that's provable. And moreover, it's my job to talk to everybody all the time and try and figure out what's happening around the world. That's literally what I do for a living, and I'm not going to stop doing that, nor should I don't think. I'm also an American. I can talk to anybody. I have no secrets to divulge. So legally, I think the case is ludicrous, and I doubt it will even become a case. I'm bringing this up for a couple of reasons, though, and they're pretty obvious. One is that countries tend to become more authoritarian in wartime. It's just the nature of war. People are dying. The stakes are high. People's emotions have risen to a very high point, to a crescendo. And so there's much less tolerance for any kind of dissent in the homeland. The irony, of course, is the United States fights wars on behalf of freedom, but there's always less of it here in our country during war. So that's a widely recognized phenomenon, and it's likely to happen now too. Another point to make that is worth knowing is that the USIC, the intelligence agency, spy on Americans. Now, you probably knew that, and it's been revealed a lot, including by Julian Assange and Ed Snowden, both of whom are threatened with death for revealing it, but everyone knows. But it's probably a little more widespread than most people understand. And it's outrageous. There's no justification for your government, which you own, you're a shareholder in it, you pay for it, to be violating your privacy like this. But
they don't care. The government's been spying on Americans forever. You know, they don't care anything about the Constitution. Don't let that pesky Constitution get in the way. This is why they fund things like Facebook, so they can use it to spy on you. This is why they fund Palantir, so they can use all of that data, all of that information to spy on you. The government has been doing this.
it happens all the time. And in fact, one of the reasons that CIA or people within CIA, just to be clear, it's a huge, sprawling, disconnected agency. What it does in a specific case doesn't represent what everybody in the building thinks, but there are some people who are mad at me for my views about Israel, and they have some latitude. And one of the reasons they pass on criminal complaints, in effect, to law enforcement is to justify warrants for spying on Americans. So that is an absolutely real thing.
That's exactly what they did with those Pfizer warrants and stuff that they used on Trump and his campaign. This is what they do.
But the main reason they do it is to leak the existence of the investigation, such as it is, to the media. And then humiliate and terrify.
Yeah, and they want to destroy your credibility. They want to destroy your character. Oh, he's a foreign agent. Well, how do you know that? Well, we opened up an investigation into it, and just because they open up an investigation, if we know how the media is going to take that and run with it, and you could be innocent, and everyone know that you're innocent, but because the simple fact that they open an investigation, the media will take that and use it against you. Absolutely.
The subjects of this op, and that's of course happened to me repeatedly, many times, including in famously 2021 when I was still at Fox News and trying to set up an interview with Vladimir Putin, and the NSA, I heard from someone there, had grabbed my text messages with an American citizen and had leaked them to news outlets. Those texts were basically my attempts to set up an interview with the foreign head of state, and they leaked them to the New York Times in order to stop the interview, which they successfully did, by the way. And they admitted that they were spying on me. This is not a fantasy. It actually happened. They did it again 2 years later. My second attempt to get a Putin interview, I managed to get it anyway, and they've done it since. And so when you get a call from a reporter who knows the contents of your texts, it's pretty clear something's going on. None of this, in my judgment, as of right now, is a huge threat to me. So I'm not making this video to complain about it or whine or ask you to send me money because I'm under attack. I'm saying it because it's true, and you should know what your own government is doing, and you should know what the stakes are. And you should know that a lot of what happens in this country that affects outcomes happens behind the scenes. Some of it is legal, some of it is not, including what I'm describing now. But it has an effect. And the intel agencies, again, not everyone in the intel agencies, because there are decent, hardworking Americans who work in the intel agencies are Americans, just like there are decent, hardworking Americans who work at the DMV. But there are also people with agendas and grudges and no sense of restraint who are happy to misuse the power they have, granted them by our elaborate secrecy laws, to hurt fellow Americans for ideological reasons. That is entirely real. That's the story of Russiagate. And it's likely that things like that will begin to happen at greater scale now. So you should just know that going forward. Thanks.
Crazy. But, excuse me, y'all. Hold on, allergies. Excuse me, allergy season. It's crazy that they can, if they can do it to someone as famous as Tucker Carlson, best believe they can do it to you. But y'all let me know what y'all think about all this. Leave y'all comments down below. Like, share, and subscribe, and check out jjthepsychotherapist.com for the latest in news. Until next time, peace.